The pharynx consists of three divisions. The nasopharynx is posterior to the nose. It stretches from the internal nares to the soft palate of the mouth. It contains the opening of the pharyngeal-tympanic tube. The oropharynx is posterior to the mouth. It extends from the soft palate to the base of the tongue, containing the opening of the oral cavity. The laryngopharynx is posterior to the larynx. It spans from the superior border of the epiglottis to the inferior border of the cricoid cartilage. The three pharyngeoconstrictor muscles are the superior pharyngeoconstrictor, middle pharyngeoconstrictor, and inferior pharyngeoconstrictor. These muscles constrict the pharynx during swallowing. They are innervated by the vagus nerve. The superior pharyngeoconstrictor muscle is located in the oropharynx. It attaches to the pterygomandibular raphe anteriorly, the pterygoid hamulus of the sphenoid bone anterosuperiorly, and the mandible anteroinferiorly. The superior constrictor is innervated by the pharyngeal branch of the vagus nerve via the pharyngeal plexus. The pharyngeal plexus is formed by branches of the vagus nerve, branches from the external laryngeal nerve, the pharyngeal branches from the glossopharyngeal nerve, as well as sympathetic fibers from the superior cervical ganglion. The middle pharyngeal constrictor attaches anteriorly to the greater and lesser horns of the hyoid bone and to the stylohyoid ligament, which helps form the posterior and lateral walls of the laryngopharynx. Like the superior pharyngeal constrictor muscle, the middle constrictor is innervated by the pharyngeal branch of the vagus nerve through the pharyngeal plexus as well. The inferior pharyngeal constrictor muscle attaches anteriorly to the oblique line of the thyroid cartilage and to the lateral side of the cricoid cartilage. It helps form the posterior and lateral walls of the laryngopharynx. It is innervated by branches of the vagus nerve via the pharyngeal plexus and sometimes the recurrent laryngeal nerve. The three longitudinal muscles elevate the pharynx and shorten and widen the larynx during swallowing and speaking. The stylopharyngeus muscle arises from the styloid process of the temporal bone. It's innervated by the glossopharyngeal nerve, which provides branches to the pharyngeal plexus. The palatopharyngeus muscle arises from the hard palate of the oral cavity. It is innervated by the vagus nerve via the pharyngeal plexus. The salpingopharyngeus muscle arises from the pharyngeal-tympanic tube and inserts into the pharynx. The innervation of this muscle is also done by the vagus nerve via the pharyngeal plexus.